as you can see, representing. Okay, it's a Ubisoft game, and Watch Dogs 1 wasn't brilliant. At least the second one was, I'd say, overall better. But gaming t-shirts will be showing up in the next few videos. Not different ones all the time, because it's what I wear for the day. Well, not what I normally wear, but because we're talking E3 stuff, I might as well get all that sort of stuff out. So, this first video, there is no preview. I lost all time of that, lost all track of it, so we're just going straight into assessment of the conferences. They might be individual videos, they might be bundled up. Certainly for this one, this is just the EA stuff as sort of in the title. All your tags are there, all that stuff. So, they opened up with Madden drummers, because that's a thing. And Longshot was announced. Basically, Madden is getting a story mode. Apparently everything, the story now in all sports games is give it a story mode. So by the looks of it, you basically take a guy, put him through combine and, well, perhaps not college stuff, because that could be awkward. But wait for him to get drafted in the draft and all that sort of stuff. Looks interesting, certainly. And the graphics look very good, but we'll get to that later, because they did sort of add on to that. They were talking about 8 new experiences, so 8 new things that they're showing, in inverted commas. Because the first thing is Battlefield 1. There's going to be 2 new night maps coming later this month, June that is, and July. And then in around September, the first expansion will be coming out, entitled In the Name of the Tsar. So we're looking to the Eastern Front and to where the Russians were battling the Germans. Soderlund then comes out, the Patrick Soderlund, who's in charge of DICE, but now practically in charge of EA, or one of the key figures in it, certainly, saying that they're listening to feedback. It's an interesting phrase to use. Basically, they are going all in on esports again. The story that they came up was one guy who was nobody, just played casually 6 months ago, and he came second place in their sort of finals, and he's now going to be taking part in the FIFA Interactive World Cup event, or whatever it's called, coming up. There's also going to be giant tournaments where both esports stuff and also casual fun things. I'm guessing this is in a new FIFA. So whoever you choose to play as, that can affect your real team's form in terms of where they are in terms of position. They also said that there'd be some stuff with Madden, but more news will be coming later on in the summer. Then it's time to show FIFA, which looks nice, but it's FIFA. Then they get apparently some footy podcasters that I've never heard of, called the Men in Blazers, which are a bit too scripted, but certainly also seem passionate at the same time. And we eventually get on to Alex Hunter, because it's The Journey Hunter Returns. And I think by the looks of it, the idea is that in this storyline, because he's been such an eye to a lot of people in terms of his performance, because I think in the first one, from what I remember, he was a Man U player and then got loaned out to Chelsea for the rest of the season, and then won the FA Cup or whatever. So basically, the question is he going to stay at the club because the manager's, Mourinho has realised he's pretty good, or will he be going somewhere else? I don't even know what the deal is with that. They didn't really show that much to it. Then we've got bloody Jesse Wellens from Prank vs. Prank introducing the new Need for Speed Payback. He was utterly terrible. I think he's proven you can't hire him. Not all YouTube people are good presenters. I mean, this is proof. This is proof. Not just Jesse. This, as in this. Wow, I shouldn't be hitting myself on my head. He's umming and ahhing all over the place, and he's just disgenuine as all hell. The gameplay looked pretty good. It really, considering that this is Criterion's one now, this does feel very much like Burnout from what it was presented. Also, the fact that the woman got out the car, jumped onto the rig, and got out before it exploded, sort of thing, in another car and drove the other way. This basically Need for Speed Payback looks like Fast and Furious, except very good graphically. Sorry, you Technics. That's what you get for making Ride to Hell Retribution. But that looked pretty good. I don't think there was any date given to that. I think it's coming this year. Not sure. Then the EA Originals. By the way, FE, the thing that they had last year, FE, not at the conference this year, and you'll be finding out more soon. It's only taken them 12 months. Good. And it's not ready. Good. So, the new game from the Brothers creators, Hazelight Studios, Bring Us a Way Out, which looks to be a Prison Break co-op adventure game. The interesting concept is it's basically split screen. And although you can play online, the way they really want people to play it is on a couch with their friends, sort of thing. The interesting twist here as well is that some bits, other characters will be in cutscenes. But at the same time, the other person will actually be able to walk through and be in live action. So it's sort of two experiences combining into one. It certainly looks like a very good concept. And the creative head, the guy that made Brothers and has also made this, was really passionate about it. And passionate about gaming in the first place. Looked very, very promising. One of the bright points of this thing. And that's coming in 2018. Then they talk about Seed, which is the Search for Extraordinary Experiences division, where they're basically looking into AI and sort of very technical things in order to actually provide unique experiences, like it says, extraordinary experiences for players. They tease this with the Scorpio talk dev kit. Well, they talk Scorpio and they've had dev kits, and they show some Madden stills and whatever. And graphically, they really do look good. I don't know. You probably only know side by side how they were compared to like PS4 or PS4 Pro. But they still looked impressive graphically. They're getting more and more to the Uncanny Valley sort of realisticness, I would argue. Still not there, but whatever. And then they have a teaser for a new game which will be unveiled at the Microsoft event from a new IP from BioWare. It's a short, like 30-second teaser. The game apparently is called Anthem. It looks okay, but let's see what it actually is. Let's wait till this Microsoft thing, and then we can go, right, this looks really good, or, you know, this looks alright. NBA Live 18, after a year out, I believe, they're back. The way they decided to show this, rather than just show direct camera or direct feed from the game as to what's happening, half of it they decided to show from the event where they are, which is clearly outside, under a tent, with sunlight going on it, so you can barely see it, and it's like in the corner. It'd be like if it was up here, at this Doctor Who thing. It was like, oh God, why are you doing that? There's also the one mode that's being added, which seems to be, this mode seems to be crossing NBA Live with NBA Street, which I wouldn't say is that bad a thing. So you can play like sort of career style mode, NBA mode, in order to, you know, get your championships and your championship rings and all that sort of stuff. But then you've also got the street mode, if you will. And the idea there is obviously you gain credibility and attention and notoriety and all those sort of things, which can then, if when taken in, taken into the pro game, can give you enhanced stats and lots and other features. I didn't want to go too dramatically into it because I don't know how many of you out there like these sports games, because that's what a lot of the stuff they did. They talked about how the Play to Give charity event that they did very well, raised over $1 million. So because of that, the EA Vault and EA Access and Origin Access. No, sorry, EA, not the Vault. EA Access and Origin Access. So that's the stuff on Xbox and then also the PC, which is the Origin stuff. They're going to be free to everybody for a week. And also for this week, EA are going to be, for PS4 players, they're going to be doing a whole ton of free trials for a lot of their games at various points. Probably over the week or over the weekend next week. Who knows? It's free stuff. And then here comes... hang on. I ain't got the name right. I need to... Janina Gavankar, who was one of the voices in Halo 5's Hunt the Truth promotional event. What was that? I don't even remember. I'm just trying to look at her career. She was in series regular in True Blood. She was in Far Cry 4. Vampire Diaries. So not a huge amount, in all honesty, by the looks of it. So, although she has got some named roles in some pretty good stuff like Far Cry and apparently Mysteries of Laura, whatever that is, Vampire Diaries and stuff like that. So but she's not like a huge voice actor or a Hollywood star sort of thing. So at least that's sort of a positive thing. But she is there to introduce all the Battlefront 2 stuff. The story is apparently set between episodes 6 and 7, so it's going to be some branching canon in that sense. And also they've said that there's going to be 3 times the amount of content that was in the original Battlefront. There is going to be split screen couch co-op style gameplay as well. I find this interesting that when people say online only, they I want to play it with my friends at home. And at the same time, when couch co-op gets announced, people go, but... oh wow, the sore throat's already starting. I've only just got through day -1. We aren't even in day 0 yet. Was it day -2? Yeah, because day 0 would be Monday. Crap. So they showcase off this multiplayer trailer to some extent with actual sort of players of the game, I guess. Certainly there was a wide amount of characters, look good. The droids from episode 1 are in there, queuing everybody going, Roger, Roger, and stuff like that. it looks good, and then it's like, oh, there's that actress falling off a ship or doing something for about 20 seconds, and it's like, boom, that's the end of a trailer, and I'm like, you're showing multiplayer, that's nice and all. Where's the single player? The actual bloody... The trailer to showcase off Battlefront 2 for the first time literally had Boyega's tweet when he was saying, so is it going to be getting a single player campaign soon? Speaking of Boyega, he shows up saying that he's excited and that Captain Phasma as well as Finn are going to be part of the Season 1 content, which is free. And this was probably the thing that might have saved it. So basically, you're going to pay $60 or whatever for the game, and at least for Season 1, whatever that means, and I think future seasons, they didn't seem too clear on it. It seems as if all content or DLC, maps, characters, whatever, will actually be free. Because in all honesty, that's what probably killed a lot of the momentum that thing had. The fact that you paid $60 for an experience and then you had to pay, another $60 on top of it to get extra maps and everything. I honestly think, people have had enough of Call of Duty doing that. Even with remastering Modern Warfare 1 and doing that. So I think this approach of providing free DLC is a good one. Let's see if Call of Duty do that. No! If they do, it'll be like, no. So then they show off the gameplay from the Assault feed. So it's basically one of the maps from Battlefront, the original Battlefront 2. God, that's going to get interesting. Which I think took place in the feed between the... I think it wasn't the clone troopers in it, because the way we saw it was... The way it was in this one, it was clone troopers versus droids. So I guess it was episode 2 meets episode 1 in that sense. But there was some Han Solo, there was some Darth Maul, there was some Boba Fett, there was a Rey as well, so it's clearly just whatever they wanted to fit in there in terms of characters, so nothing too special. But yeah, the gameplay looked good. They had 40 players apparently playing it, but decided to only show about 10 or 12. Which I'd have thought, well, if they've got a replay system and somebody's monitoring it because they're live commentating on it, why are we only going to like 10 people? Didn't understand that. And then Patrick Soderlund said, okay, bye. And I was like, wait, that was it? We've been up for an hour and a quarter, and that's all you've shown. The irony is, the sort of thing that I'm marked out the most for, only because I'm sort of playing it right now, the Galaxy of Heroes mobile thing, coming to the game June 15th, so this Thursday, Admiral Thrawn as a legendary character. So that's, I think, on the level of Yoda and Emperor Palpatine in terms of that stuff. Yeah, he's being added into the game. I don't think it's free. You're going to have to be probably getting a lot of money in order to get him. But yeah, it was like... not a lot was really shown. The stuff people wanted, like the single player mode in Battlefront 2 was teased but never shown. Then again, straight after that little bit, there was a PlayStation, this is for the players thing, which makes me think they actually may be using the Sony conference to debut the actual single-player story stuff, which would be rather refreshing. You know, hopefully that happens. We'll see. Also afterwards, in like the post-show thing that they did showcase Battlefield 1, the Battlefield 1 of the Battlefield 1 night maps, which did look pretty good. But then the interesting things also come out through other reports since at this EA Play event in LA, and that's the FIFA 18 on Switch issue. The honest opinion from the people that have seen it is it's not obviously next gen, but it's certainly not last gen. It seems to be a version which has been specifically developed for the Switch, and although people have said it doesn't look great on a TV, it looks incredible for a handheld. And apparently the approach that EA is making is that they are considering this as basically a handheld FIFA. So basically it's like the FIFA for the Vita that you had like 5 years ago, except one, it's a bigger screen, and two, they seem to be putting a lot more effort into it. So the interesting thing with that is, of course, is it means you'll be able to play Ultimate Team if you are interested in that on the go. And certainly that seems to be the attitude that they have for it. Also, when rather than play on the screen, if you do play with a friend for two-player sort of one-on-one matches, the game triggers a 4-button control scheme and displays input commands that pop up above selected players. So I guess you basically press A, B, X or Y, or whatever the equivalent is, to pass to that person. And it's sort of just but they've basically simplified the controls for, obviously, you know, a minimalist control. So it certainly looks promising, but it says a lot that one of the only things I can remember from yesterday's EA conference is one of the things that I did see on social media that actually made me laugh pretty hard, and that was, you know, this FIFA thing? It's just like Rocket League, except with humans. Anyway, more to come.